Let's turn to foreign policy, which you've addressed a couple of times already in this conversation. While most people celebrated the toppling of Libyan leader Qaddafi this week, you did not. You said this: the current situation in Libya may be a short-term victory for empire, but it is a loss for our American republic. Worse still, Gaddafi's successor is likely to be just as bad or worse than Gaddafi himself. Question: you really don't think that getting rid of this murderer, as Reagan called him, the mad dog of the Middle East, the architect of Pan Am 103, you don't think getting rid of Qaddafi is a good thing?
No, I think it's a good thing. I think it's the way we did it. But why is it that we started doing business with him 5 years ago? Was that a good thing? I think that was silly too. But was it a great thing to get rid of Saddam Hussein? Yes. But do we have a great result in Iraq? No, we've delivered Iraq to the Iranians. So I would say long-term consequences are very, very important. We have no idea what's going to come out of Libya. I'm very skeptical. But maybe it'll be a miracle and everybody will be wonderful and they'll have Western democracy and everybody will please. But I'm predicting that's not going to happen because we've already said troops are needed now to maintain order. Nobody even knows who the rebels represent. And there's good evidence that the Al-Qaeda is there. So we may be delivering Al-Qaeda another prize. They'll be in Libya. They weren't there before. And also, the Al-Qaeda is in Iraq now. So these unintended consequences of our foreign policy are so overwhelming. Logic tells us that we shouldn't be dealing with our foreign policy in this manner. We should be dealing for national security in defense of our country and not pretending that we can pick the dictators around the world. It's been very unsuccessful, and American people are waking up to this. The one telltale sign of of the support I'm getting is because of my foreign policy, I get more donations from active military duty people than all the other candidates put together, which tells me a lot and should tell the American people a lot. And having been in the military for 5 years, believe me, I have a little bit of understanding. In the 1960s, I wasn't anxious for Johnson to expand the war in Vietnam. There's no way I was encouraging that. Military people want to defend this country, but they don't want perpetual war when they're undeclared and you don't see the end and you don't know who the enemy is, and there's too many restrictions on how they retaliate against the enemies and they get tired. Our guard units are over there. Our guard units should be here taking care of us when we have floods, but no, they're overseas and the military is worn out. It's time for a change. If for no other reason, we're flat out broken. We can't afford the empire anymore.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but I've got a couple of more questions I want to ask you and we're running out of time.